So this is a continuation, which would be part 3 of the videos I've taken today of Elvis and the undercoating truck bed saga. As you have seen from the previous, I did the barrier bond. I got, maybe this far, this one right here, I got on a 6.5 foot bed with the barrier bond and 4 bottles of it. So I was going to have to, as I said in the previous video, we were going to continue on, or I was just going to finish it off and you could see what was going on with it. And then I got to sitting around the shop because I do that sometimes. And I looked at the can of stuff sitting next to me. And I looked at that and I went, I wonder if that would work. It is used underground on steel pipe. You coat it, and then there's actually a wrap that can go around it too. It's like I don't know if it's a fiberglass wrap or if it's a plastic wrap. I got some of it around here somewhere. But it gets hard, but it doesn't get like hard, brittle hard. It gets flexible hard, like undercoating. So I filled up one of the cans over here with it and tried to shoot it, but as you can see all the chunky spots on there, like the big chunks. It was pretty chunky, and it was in here. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it was pretty big and chunky in there too. But the stuff takes about 2 hours to dry. Usually what some of the people that I work with do is they'll coat it and then they'll wrap it with plastic and then they'll bury it. And it'll get hard, flexible hard, because it's rubberized. So I tried to shoot it, and like I said, it was chunking out, blah, blah, blah. So I actually have access to xylene, and I mixed a little bit of xylene in there. My quantities, my proportions, whatever you want to call it, are random. That's kind of how I paint. You pour a little bit in and go, looks good. So that's where that ended up, and I got it to shoot really good. It shot in here, and then I shot up in there, and there's still a spot up there that I didn't get, but yeah, we're done. I finally got my hands clean from that stuff that I was using, and but I recoated everything and went over this seam again and got it on there. I used one can and finished off this section. I used one can and finished off this section, and then I thought, well, heck, I'll mix up another can and I'll mess with the proportions a little bit more on the with the xylene, and it sprayed a lot better. It was more painty-ish, I guess. And I went over this seam here too and got it filled in, and then I started cleaning everything up. And that stuff is dry, and it's shiny. Oh, it's a little bit tacky there. I guess I got it thick there, but it's shiny. Seems like the barrier bond was dull. This stuff is shiny. Now it's still tacky, so I'll have to come back in a couple days and we'll re-examine it and see how it looks. But I mean, it's good for underground pipe. And a lot of people I work with use it, and I've actually seen it years later. It protects the pipe, and it doesn't rot, corrode, all that good stuff that happens to underground pipe. And I got up in here some more. I got up in here farther than I did with the other side, but maybe I can just take a rattle can and squirt up inside there a little bit. But yeah, this stuff come out good, and it's already dry. We usually coat it on there with your hands or a brush. Not with your hands, we put on rubber gloves and smear it around. But I've never seen it like finished, but spraying it seems to do pretty good. Now I don't know, I will have the big reveal here in a second. I actually smeared some of it on the truck bed over here, or the frame, and it's already it's dry to the touch. I mean, you could leave a fingerprint in it, and if you smeared it, it would mess up. But I was just trying to see what it would look like there. That's pretty. It's thick too. It's, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or a 32nd, something like that. It's pretty thick, slimy stuff. But the gun, I used the same gun, and it cleaned it. It got pretty funky. But so the stuff that I originally coated with was the barrier bond, obviously. And this stuff that I have, now I don't know where you're going to find it. Royston Roskote mastic. Some guys call it black mammy. You should be able to find this online. I think I've seen it online, like doing just a random search in Google. But it's R28 rubberized, and the reason, Chase Corporation, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But the reason I use this is because it was free. I didn't have to pay for it. I had a customer that we did a job for, and we quoted, all this stuff, and I quoted this can of stuff, and I think we used one can. No, I think I got 2 cans, and we used like a little bit out of this can. So since I quoted it and I paid for it, it comes home with me because they don't want it. The people I did this job for, they don't know what the heck it's for, but we needed it for that job to make sure their pipe didn't corrode. But yeah, mixed it with a little bit of xylene. I don't know if that's, like I said, I don't know if that's going by the chemicals I've been around and I am around lately as far as paints and things like that. Xylene seemed like a good choice. Thinner just seems like it's more oily, I think. And sometimes when it mixed well, it shot well. I know we've tried some thinner and some other kind of paint as just to test it and see what it does, and it chunks up and gets funky and weird and stuff like that. But and this mixed well. I put it in a can and then shook it up and then checked it when I put the gun on, obviously, and it was real smooth. Didn't stringy or chunky or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know how much that is. Like I said, look on Google. I just price it out, and then I take the total price and send the price to the people that need the price, and then they say yes or no, and then we buy the junk, and then I pay a bill. So I don't itemize everything. I go, oh, that fitting was $4.12. I don't care. They're paying for it, and we need it for the job. So maybe I'm not big time. So maybe the big time guys know how much exactly every fitting costs and things like that. But we got enough work to keep us busy, and we do good work. And so you could check on Google, see if you can get that, if you could buy that online someplace. As far as I know, Walmart sells it. But check the price on that, and then check the price on 4 cans of that, or 8 cans to do your bed underside, and then the price of the gun, and then you can kind of compare and see how it's going to hold up. I mean, as far as underground pipe, it crap holds up really good. How it's going to hold up here, I don't know. I mean, I was experimenting, so let's just say this is, I'm taking one for the team. You can try it if you want to, but maybe that can was $100 for a gallon of it, and you're getting a gallon of the barrier bond, so you're still going to need 2 cans of the Roskote if it's $100. I don't even know if it's $100. It might be. I'll try and look online when I post this, and I'll see if I can find something on Google and put a link in there or in the description or something like that and let you see. But yeah, that come out really good. It's dry, and I think it's going to work out. And I like how shiny it is. It's pretty cool. I didn't think it was going to be like that shiny, but when I started spraying it and it dried, I went, oh look, it's shiny. Not that it matters because it's underneath the truck, right? But gotta have some kind of bling, right? I suppose. Since my bed's all wore out. But yeah, I think this should be dry enough to sit back on the sawhorses over there. And then I'll be able to start doing my measurements to cut my hole and get it back in the truck bed or on the truck. And we'll be rocking along. And then I can start doing the inside for the Raptor liner. And I'm going to do the Raptor liner on the inside. And the reason I'm doing the Raptor liner on the inside, I'm still stuck between Seymour and Raptor. But I like the Raptor because it's tintable, or they have the different colors. I think the Seymour is just black, and it's a Henry Ford. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. So, but I want the tan over here. I think the tan will look pretty good with it. And then I got some fuel wheels off a truck I bought that was, what was it? Oh, it's a parts truck. It's got the fuel wheels on it, so I'm going to take the wheels off and get them, sandblast them, and then I'll take them up the street to our powder coater and let them powder coat them. And so I was kind of thinking about the color for it, and then the tan would work out for the color that I want to do the wheels. And then if we do the actual paint on the truck, I got undercoat all over the bed. If I do actually paint the truck, got a dent too. Again, if I actually paint the truck, we'll kind of tie it in with the wheels, and I'm thinking like a bronze color, because I think that's what the wheels are right now, is like a bronze. So I thought the bronze and the tan, and then we'll go from the rest of the truck. But we're not looking for a show queen, like I said. I want it to look good, but I don't need it like show queen good. I just need it to be like, oh look, that's a nice looking truck. Not, whoa, what a truck. Because I'll be throwing stuff in the back of the bed and things like that. But yeah, Royston Roskote R28 and xylene, which I think you can get xylene. Can you get xylene at the hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's? I'm not sure if you can. I think you can. I think you can. But it didn't take much. I think I put maybe in one of these 28-ounce cans, I put quarter cup, maybe half a cup, something like that. I think a quarter cup, a little bit more than a quarter cup, something like that. I kind of filled it up to where it was at a certain point in here, and then topped it off with the xylene, and then screwed the top back on it, and walked around for a few minutes, shaking and shaking and shaking, and you can hear it get thinner and thinner to where it starts mixing with it, and then put it back on the gun and rolled with it. But yeah, now I'm going to check that and see. I might have been better off going with the Roskote, since I had a gallon of it. I still got half a gallon left, so I could have done the whole truck bed and saved myself the $120 for this stuff and the gun. And I'm sure you can find a gun like that online for what, $20-30, probably on Amazon or Walmart. So I could have done it for $20 or $30 for the gun, and use that Roskote. But it's still gooey there, but the thicker it is, the longer it's going to take to harden. So I think that's why it's getting so hard so fast from spraying it. But anyhow, so that is the undercoating saga coming to an end. Hope this is good information, and we'll leave you with that little beauty right there. That was I was quite surprised at that, but like I said, it just came to me. I went, hey, I got this stuff, and it was free. So anyhow, y'all take care out there, have fun, and be safe.